Well, welcome everybody to the Oklahoma Gear Up Superintendent's Roundtable Orientation Webinar. I'm glad that you could join us, whether you are joining us live or you're seeing this as a recording. We're glad that you're with us and we're excited about what it is. A couple of housekeeping items when we're on a webinar. When you are just listening, if you would mute yourself, and that way we'll take care of any background noise that might be happening.
Okay.
You'll also notice, if you're on your computer, you'll notice that there is a chat box. And there'll be at least once during our time together where you can type in your answers, your responses in the chat box. And if you are live with us and on or want to speak or on video, then you can just unmute yourself and we can take them that way as well. So you're participating in this introductory webinar that it's a kind of type of what are we in for conversation this afternoon. And before we go any farther, Larry and I want you to know that we are humbled and honored to be asked to be part of your growth this year. This will be our third year of working with superintendents from the Oklahoma Gear Up. And we have found it to be refreshing and inspiring and informative. And we hope that that has also been true for those of you who have participated with us before. So we're looking forward to a year of a rich time of dialogue, of solution finding and collaboration as we work together. I'm Mark Reardon. I am a learning consultant with Quantum Learning. This is my 36th year in education. I can hardly believe it's been that long. And I've enjoyed a variety of roles of being a principal twice in my career, elementary school principal, have taught college students and high school students as well, and I've been working with educational leaders for over a decade, just improving how the organization goes about doing its work, and then how do we really create schools to be the best place possible for kids to learn. Yeah, hey, Larry.
Yep.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Larry Ferrandi. I'm just starting my 43rd year in education, but two of those are now in retirement. I just recently retired from the Oceanside Unified School District, but I have a big background with high schools, spent a lot of my career working with high schools as a high school principal for quite a while, but oversaw 15 high schools and 14 middle schools at one point, but spent the last 10 years as a superintendent at a K-12 district. So I'm excited about it. I love Oklahoma. I love coming out there. I love dialoguing with all of you. And again, just want to say thanks so much for the opportunity to participate with you. And I'm always better after I have left, having been around all of you.
Mm-hmm. Mm. True. Well, as we move through here, here's our quick little agenda for our short time together. We're going to identify some focus areas and topics that you're most interested in for this year, so we know how to focus our 3 sessions together. Introduce you to the challenge solution protocol. We have a few new members to the Superintendent's Roundtable, and we'll introduce to you that protocol as a way of focusing your attention, but also knowing that it's going to be a critical ingredient to the work that we do together when we're in person. We'll do a little question and answer as well, and then a little in preparation for our October meeting that's coming up.
Mark, I was just going to add that what has been the hallmark of our success the last couple of years is everybody participating and really being there and just being purposeful in their work. I know we're going to go over that a little bit, but it's always great to hear everybody's voice.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Larry. Jolynn is with us, the queen of all things Oklahoma Gear Up. And so, Jolynn, if you take a few moments, please talk to us a little bit about the purpose, why the Superintendent's Roundtable, and some of your anticipations for the year.
Well, I am excited. This is actually our 3rd year that we've pulled superintendents together from our Gear Up schools. We keep this group at about 10, 11, and we have some participants that are not here, but will be joining us on October 5th that have already talked to me and said, we want to be a part of this. We enjoyed it. It's been very helpful. Actually, how Gear Up started, or why Gear Up started this, was we had two superintendents that had gone to a national meeting, and they came back and said, we networked, we learned so much from the other superintendents that we want to do this in Oklahoma. Quite honestly, what I hear all the time is this is the loneliest job in the community.
Mm.
And we want to be able to talk to our peers and throw things out to our peers, question our peers, learn from our peers without the threat of someone judging our abilities or our inabilities.
Mm.
So keep this in a small group. We pretty much let the group decide what direction we'll go in, but the topics are usually pretty timely, and they're usually around student learning or getting the most out of our students and how we can change the environment. This year, we're
Well, thank you to those who are joining us. And if you did just join us, if you would mute your microphone until it's time that you'd like to contribute, it's helpful for background noise.
So anyway, we'll make a little change this year. In the past, Terry Grissom, our internal evaluators, joined us. And this year, because of some other responsibilities that she has with the grant, we're going to have John Morrow, who is our the project director for the grant, join us as part of the Gear Up staff. But we are excited, and we're proud to be able to do this for our schools. It's just a small opportunity that we can shift. And so, I hope you'll enjoy. I hope you'll join us on the 5th and throughout the other days.
Right. Thank you, Jolene. I'm going to handle just a little bit of housekeeping here as we keep moving forward. Again, if you've joined us, thank you for joining us. This is being recorded, so the parts that you may have missed so far, you'll be able to catch up on. And again, a reminder that please mute your phone, your audio on your computer, so that it keeps the background noise to a minimum. Great, thanks. So focus areas. We want this to be as interactive as possible in this kind of a setting. So we'll use the chat box or unmute yourself. And what we're looking at right now is this dialogue that we can have about what is it that are your focus areas? What are some possible challenges? What are some topics that you would be most interested in learning more about or to explore solutions with your colleagues about? We just listed a few here on the slide. Change management, accountability structures, people development, and there's a whole host of others that could be. So yeah, let's take just a moment and take a look at the chat window. And if you would please go ahead and type in chat or unblock yourself, introduce yourself please by your name, and let us know what are some things on your mind that you'd like to tackle this year. This feels like a Bueller moment. Anyone? Anyone at all? Hey, hi, Kathy. I would love to see more on the people development side. Awesome. Is it like leadership development? Is it more maybe around the conflict management, or is it kind of talent development and pushing people to grow more? Leadership development, empowering teachers to be teacher leaders. Beautiful. Thank you.
Last year we spent a little bit of time working on resiliency and recognizing that given that you had some very strong financial challenges, is that you wound up becoming the resiliency expert, and we're really sort of propping up your system and yourself at the same time. Hopefully that's changed a little bit for you, but if it hasn't, we move past resiliency to action, because it is going to be whatever it is, and the youngsters are there, and they expect nothing but the best from you all. So we did do a little bit of work on resiliency last year.
Mm-hmm. Good. Love to return to that too. I'm taking some notes. Good. Who else? I'll throw out a couple of others, see if these ring true for you or not. Community involvement. Another one that seems to come up almost in every session we've ever had is the politics of the job, right? So how do you manage that and navigate those waters? Board relationships might be another topic. Any kind of social issues. I know last year we talked about gender and bathrooms, and came up with a really powerful strategy that I know that a few of you used last year in rolling out that the use of bathrooms initiative that hit last year. Take just another moment. Other ideas, either unmute yourself, speak to us for a moment, type it into the chat box.
What do you hit to show your chat?
Oh, yeah. If you go to, there should be, if you scroll down maybe to the bottom of your screen, there ought to be a, like a little window. And it has...
Yeah, I have the chat screen. And I've typed it. I just don't know what to hit to show.
Oh, just hit return or enter. Let's try that and see if that works. There it is. Bingo. All right, principal improvement and evaluation. Rick, since we got you on the phone here and can hear your voice, say a little bit more about that.
Well, this is my first year at Elk City, and got a good, young, energetic group of principals. Would like to move to maybe a more online evaluation tool. I've always kind of pencil and paper, and I think it's a good opportunity to grow them and just move the district forward. We're kind of on the crutches of probably next year we're shuffling 3 buildings, and it will be 4 different principals out of their buildings, and so it's imperative we get a good foundation under us, because we'll have to do that in October. I think our building's going to be completed about October, so it's just so that's kind of where I'm at with them.
Okay.
It sounds like a little bit of what's the most important of the most important for all of them to coalesce around. You probably have got some main ideas for all of them, and I think it's probably keeping your vision clear with them and making sure that they clearly understood and understand what you want them to do, especially if you're doing a lot of movement, and what are the 3, 4, 5 things that absolutely have to be kept intact in terms of where you see it philosophically or certainly rolling out the work. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah. And I've probably already made mistakes on that. I mean, it's kind of a growing process. I came from a school of about 360, and we've got about 2,100, and
wow,
8 principals, and I had 2 principals there. So there's a little learning curve on my part as well. So.
Well, and you know what the nice part is, you get to ask the kind of questions, and we'll certainly go into this. You get to dialogue with them on some really important questions, like, what do you stand for? What do we stand for? What do we buy into? What do I buy into? What's important to me? How can I make sure that I'm clear in what I expect as outcomes? And those are legitimate questions to ask as you roll it out, because I think what you're really striving for is to make sure there's clarity. Even if it has not been clear before, you can certainly turn the windshield wipers back on. You can clean that windshield.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Rick. And also the brain trust, right, of all the rest of the superintendents who are either have been in larger districts or are currently in one as well. Well, thank you, everybody, for your contributions, and please feel free you can email Jolynn. She gets that information off to us if there are other things that come to mind as you think about what the focus areas might be for this year. is really a broad stroke of taking a look at the year and our 3 sessions together. We thought that, oh wait, I'm going to pause for just a moment. I just saw that in the chat, from Kathy, right?
Right.
Would it be possible to bring our principals to one of our meetings and do a roundtable with them concerning these topics? Not the October 5th meeting, though. Oh, you'll be in sunny Florida at a Superintendent's Leadership Institute. Oh, well, how fun for you. Yeah, okay, well, that's interesting. You know what? And Jolene, we can talk about that. You know, what that would look like. I know that was mentioned, I believe, last year as a possibility as well. I think it's just a logistics thing, and we can talk more about that. Thanks for bringing that up, Kathy.
Mark, can we put that on the agenda for the October 5th meeting? And this will give everybody kind of time to think about what they want that to look like.
Yeah, you bet.
Superintendent. And then we had a note from Kyle up there on leadership development, empowering teachers to be teacher leaders.
Oh, okay. Yes, I saw that was from Kyle. Thank you.
Yes.
That was a follow-up to Kathy's. Yeah, so thank you, Kyle. Absolutely empowering teachers to be teacher leaders.
That's, by the way, that is a huge national conversation this year because certainly in California with all of the major changes with accountability structures, but we're getting into that dialogue with colleagues, really, quite frankly, nationally about increasing the teacher leadership, the development, getting them to step up in a cohesive way versus looking at it from certainly in California from a union perspective. You know, that's not an Oklahoma issue, but it can be a California issue.
And that shared leadership is so important, right? Because the continued fullness of principals and district personnel's plates, that shared leadership is so important to get after the work that needs to be done with our kids. Again, thanks for those contributions. So we were thinking that maybe just as a broad stroke, our October meeting could be around what's that main thing, and how do you know it's the main thing, and how are you keeping your team, your organization about that main thing. So we're thinking maybe that's kind of a focus there as we continue to gather focus areas from you all. February meeting might be about dealing with the board, with the community issues that might be coming up, and then finishing strong in May as we take a look at wrapping up the year and then putting plans in place for the following year as well.
Mark, if I could go back to that one piece about, you know, this first one in the first roundtable, we talked a little bit about, you know, where are you going to put your energy?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and why are you choosing that? I think it's always a good discussion as to this is why I'm doing this. And if you haven't chosen where to put your energy, this is maybe a good opportunity to reflect on that and have a chance to dialogue with others on it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Looking for my little buttons here. Well, there's a few axioms that we subscribe to as in our conversations, and one of those, maybe number one, is that leaders know that development matters. So your participation into this really year-long kind of program, although we only meet 3 times, but there'll be opportunities for you to be engaged with Larry in coaching conversations, both in person and via phone. But we know, we always talk about how important development is, and as the leaders of the organization, we often take a look at it and say, well, I got to develop my teachers, I got to develop my district personnel, I have to develop everybody else around me. And what I love about the Superintendent's Roundtable is that we get to focus on you as the leaders of the organization. So the invitation is to be selfish, to be as self-centered and inward focused as you possibly can as you think about how do you improve your leadership ability and empower those around you as well. So again, as Jolene had talked about earlier, this is a safe place, and it is a place where people can talk honestly and openly. We have jokingly said, but it's absolutely the truth, that what is said at the Superintendent's Roundtable stays at the Superintendent's Roundtable. So please know that that's the environment, that's the culture, and that you're invited to participate at that level as well. One of the drivers to our work together that we found to be successful in the last couple of years is what we call the challenge solution protocol. And in a nutshell, what that means is that each of you will bring a challenge that you're having, personnel development, community board, teacher development, whatever those topics might be. It does not have to be particularly the focus of our meeting together. But this protocol is where you bring an issue, a challenge, and then you have a few moments to share that to the group. Give us a little background, the context of it, what you've tried so far, what's currently in place, and so that you can help us be able to focus on what the real issue is. And then we go through this protocol, and we'll send you a copy of this and also the briefing form that you fill out to it. So there's the challenge, and then there's a round of clarification. So one by one around the table, we ask clarifying questions. You know, what have you done so far? When you say development, what do you mean? And they're just simple questions to help you get clear, but also to help us get clear. So when it comes to making recommendations, we can make recommendations that really can fit and dovetail with the solutions that you're finding. Then comes recommendation. Again, right around the table we go, and people recommend, hey, based on what I've heard, based on your situation, here's what I would recommend that you do. When we've gathered all of those, what comes down to the very last part of this protocol is where you then, person who brings the challenge, says, okay, here's what I'm going to commit to. Thank you for this input. What makes sense to me is what Rick said. It makes sense to me what Kathy said. Here's what I heard specifically, and this is what I'm going to put into place for the next couple of months. And then through check-ins with Larry, if you're choosing to be coached in that way, and also via email, you keep us abreast of what's happening, right? Of, is it working? Is it not working? And then the next time we're together, we revisit those. So what happened and what did you do? And what was the success that you had? And we usually have time, Larry, I think last time we've had at least 2, sometimes 3 challenges presented. Each one takes about an hour and 15 minutes or so. It's a significant portion of the work that we do, and we found that collaborative, solution-oriented conversation has really helped move districts and
just a quick comment. One of the things that Mark and I are able to do, because you are so busy doing your work, is that we're able to go out and harvest resources or information.
Absolutely.
So when we say commitment, or what we do is we commit to finding some of the best thinking on an item, or putting you in touch with somebody, or somebody in touch with you that maybe has been through it. Certainly, I, after a number of years, have probably made more, had more opportunities for growth than just about anybody I know. So I certainly can say, like Dr. Phil, how's that working for you? But that being said, though, we're able to really focus in on some needs, and we both have a really large cadre of resources that are out there. So that's always a positive.
Yeah. All right. So with that, we will send you, by the way, the forms, the description of the challenge solution protocol, and also the briefing worksheet that you fill out before, and they're submitted about week and a half before our sessions together. So for right now, curious to know, what questions do you have? It might be logistical in nature that Jolynn could chime in on. It might have more to do with what it is we have, we do together in our meetings if you're new to us. So let's take a few moments. You can either unmute yourself, speak to us directly, or again, use that chat box.
So our next meeting's October the 5th. Is that what, and that's at Rose State?
That's right, Rick. Exactly. There's always an agenda that goes out ahead of time. I believe our start time, Jolynn, you might want to help me with this, but I believe our start time's 8:30, and we usually go until 3:30-ish. And the lunches are fabulous, just in case you were wondering.
That's correct. It'll be at Rose State, 8:30 to about 3:30. Mark and Larry always stay a little bit afterwards to kind of answer questions, visit with people, and lunch is provided. You should all have that put in your Gear Up budget for mileage. So I think all of you are covered on that.
Right. Thanks, Rick, for that question. What other questions are there?
Could you possibly give us the rest of the dates that are already scheduled for the remainder of the year?
Absolutely. Do you happen to have those, Jolynn, right off top of your head?
I do have them. Hang on just a minute. Go on and I'll get right back to you.
Okay. There's one in February and one in May.
Yeah. And you have, I think you have email contact points for us. Let me give you my phone number in case you all did not get that.
And Larry, you can type it in the chat box too.
Thank you. I knew that.
Please. I knew you knew that.
Well, yeah, this being verbal, this works out really well for me.
The other dates are February 15, 2017 and May 24th, 2017.
February 17th
So
and
1/5.
15th and May
24th, 2/4.
Great. Thank you. I just put that in the chat box.
And those will all be at Rose State.
Okay. Got it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet. Take another few moments for any other questions. All right, and you have, obviously you have Jolynn's contact information, so please feel free to ask questions as they arise, and she can definitely take care of that. Hey, so as we wrap this up, and in preparation for our first meeting on October 5th, and Larry, you introduced this concept just a few moments ago about, so where are you going to put your energy this year? What is your focus? There are so many things. There's this a little disease that's happening throughout education called initiativitis. It's when we've got so many initiatives that we deem to be very, very important, and yet we find ourselves without the resources, whether that's the people, the time, the money, or just simply the energy to accomplishing it all. So to help us this year to fight off that initiativitis, if you will, taking a look at, and please spend some time contemplating this and grabbing your thoughts around it, because we will talk about this issue in particular as we start on October 5th. Where are you going to put your energy this year? And for the sake of the exercise, yeah, you get to choose one. Yes, there's other things that you've got your hands on and that, but I think for the sake of the conversation and also the mental and kind of psychological, emotional work that goes behind this, if you were to choose one thing, the one main thing, as Larry likes to say, that you're going to put your energy toward this year, what would it be? Good. And with that, Jolynn, you've got something else you'd like to share, or Larry, as we wrap this up?
No, thank you very much. I'm really excited. I really enjoy this body of work. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. I find it incredibly inspiring, as I said before. So thank you, everyone. Whether you're on the call with us right now or you'll be listening to this a little bit later, thank you for your courage, really, your courage to participate at this level, especially to those that are new to our community together. We're anticipating a time of growth for all of us, myself, Larry, Jolynn, her staff, and definitely for all of you that are participating in the Superintendent's Roundtable. So we will see you on Wednesday, October 5th. Until then, be healthy, be wise, take care of yourself, and take care of your kids and your leadership team as well. All right, we look forward to seeing you in October.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.